Hey guys, my name is Nick McLean, and this is the NM Music Channel where we talk about anything and everything related to the modern musician. Today we're doing a very special episode about chords and learning to play some chords. My first version of chords, I guess is what I'm going to call this. Chords 101, Intro to Chords, how to make a chord. We're going to make some what we really call is triads today, so stick around. I want to tell you a little bit about what we're doing. Like I said, this is the NM Music Channel, and we go live every single day at around 3:30 today. It's 4 because it's been that kind of day, and I think you guys know what I mean if I talk to you and say that kind of day. Okay, so I'm pulling up the script now. I'm getting everything ready to go. I think, yeah. Oh my gosh, what a day, what a day, what a day. Cool, so today we're talking about chords, and we're getting some of the chords working, and today, like you know, is the lesson of the week. We are doing the lesson of the week. I think I'm going to change it. I have no idea what we're going to do tomorrow. Actually, no, I do know what we're going to do tomorrow. I'll tell you about that later. It's kind of fun. It's a good one. We did it last week, and it was a hit. We're going to do it again this week. It was a hit with me. All right. So, yeah. Let me tell you a little bit about what we're working on today. We're going to be learning the basics of chord fundamentals, getting chords. I don't know. Get your horn. We're about to play. This is a lesson, and I hope you guys enjoy. We're going to be doing the chord stuff first, and it might look like a long video if you're watching in the future. This is a live stream video, so if you're watching in the future, it might look like a long video, but we finish all our chord talk here in the next couple minutes. That way the rest of the video we can start practicing and working on that kind of stuff. At least I think that's how it's going to work. You never know because it is a lesson. This is a live lesson. So yeah, thank you guys. My name is Nick McLean. If you guys like learning about jazz and music and all this stuff, hit subscribe down below. Hit the like button. Share. You guys know what to do. It's all that YouTube stuff, right? So yeah. Let's talk about some chords, right? I got to get this set up. Here's our main setup of what we're working on. So as you know, the first thing we always do here is get a plan of attack. And to get the plan of attack, we got to have something to write it down with. So let's get that in action. I love doing this picture in picture. So we go like this and this. And then, oh no, let's go get rid of this one and add this one in. And now you can see me over here. Yeah, hey, what's up? All right, we got our plan of attack, and today we're learning about chords, right? Got my notes right here. Gonna put those over there. Let's figure it out. Let's figure out this chord thing. Hey there. All right, so I think you guys can see this. We got the plan of attack, and we're learning the 4 types of triads. 1, all right? Review the major scale, because to make these chords, we first got to have a very good understanding of the major scale. If we have a good understanding of the major scale, we're good. Major scale. Then we're going to use... Uh-oh, we got 2 number 1s there. Interesting. Did you see that? It's caught on video forever. Use the major scale to make major chords. Now, I designed my channel to be like a beginning jazz or beginning music theory or beginning musician kind of thing. So I try not to get too far beyond major and minor scales, at least for now. In the future, we're going to be going way beyond that. So that's why I make these videos first. But yeah, so we're going to do these. Basically, if you know your major scale, or especially your concert B flat major scale, hit pause if you don't and go review it if you need to. If you know that scale, you're going to be fine. And we're going to review it here too. So, okay, use the major scale to make major chords. The third thing we're going to do is alter the major chords to easily make the other 3 types of triads, right? So there's the big word of the day, triad, that you might not know what a triad is. Well, just like a tricycle or a triangle, right, is going to have 3 sides. A triad is going to have 3 notes. And these 3 notes are going to be derived from usually scales or modes, which are kind of like scales, to make these triads. But I'm going to show you a very easy way to understand and alter the major triad, right, to create these other 3 types of triads. Now, all music is made of these kind of triads. These 3 types. These 4 types of triads. All music is made of these 4 types of triads. So if you know these and you can alter something that you know very well, like the major scale, if you can alter the major scale to make the major chord, it makes it easy to think that you can alter 1 more note, usually, to make one of these triads happen. Okay, so it's a 3-step process. Review the major scale, right? Use the major scale to make some chords, and then alter these chords. All right, so that means we need to get the trumpet out. you got your instrument out. Let's get our instrument out. If you guys have your instrument out already, that's awesome. Check out my website. I'm going to put this up here while I get my instrument out. And subscribe right on that main webpage there. You get a little subscribe thing. That's a completely different thing than the YouTube thing. You know, you got the YouTube down, what, there? No idea. Cameras always throw me off with orientation. But that being said, you can go there and subscribe to the email and get special deals with lessons and special deals with all kind of stuff. And I'll let you know about the little things that we provide from this channel, this company, this lesson business, this jazz business. Some things that we provide on the website and provide for you guys. Some of them are free. Some of them have some great deals right now. And some of them, yeah. Let's get back to it. Cool. So, review the major scale. Let's get our horn out. Got the trumpet out. All right. We'll go back up like this. Hopefully you know your concert B-flat major scale. I think if I just hit this, yeah, we can get rid of that. What a great track. If you enjoyed that track, all the music I play here on this, that you hear on our live things are actually the band, my band that I have and we record, and yeah, it's kind of fun. So check that out on our YouTube as well, on our Facebook, on our website, all the things, right? All right, so you got your horn. We're going to review that concert B-flat major scale. The first note of the concert B-flat major scale is a concert B-flat. And, of course, before we play, we always need a metronome, M-E-T-R-O-N-O-M-E, right? Here we go. 100 sounds just fine, right? This is a review. Oh, I don't have a trumpet mic. Here we go. All right, so concert B-flat. Let's just do a whole note there. 1, 2, 3. A little long for a whole note, but that's okay. All right, in half notes, the first note of the scale, concert B-flat, and the second note of the scale, C. 1, 2, and half notes. Pay attention to the third note. We're going to be coming back to this one in a second. Concert B-flat, concert C, and concert D. 1, 2. Four notes. Add concert E-flat to that mix. 1, 2. All right. 1. Add the next note. Concert F. 1, 2. All right, keep going, keep going. Add the next note. 1, 2. Cool. We only got one more note. Concert A. That last one was concert G. I didn't say it, but I think you guys probably got it. This is just a quick review. 1, 2. And just for kicks and giggles, add that last note. The whole thing. 2, 3. All right, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, so let's write out those on our notepad here. What a great way to visualize. Oh, hey. There we go. Well, review the major scale. So we reviewed concert B-flat, right? Let's write those out. To do that, I caught this program called MuseScore. It's a free notation app for Mac and PC. But in half notes, yeah, let's do half notes. C. Oh, not C. B-flat, right? C, D, E, flat, F, G, A, B flat. There we go. So we got our concert B flat major scale there. All right. There we go. We'll just put that like over here. We might need the space above it. All right. So to make chords, we're going to look at a couple of notes here, and I'm going to go through here and just label the numbers they are. This is 1, the first note of the scale. This would be 2. This would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and back to 1. We don't have 8 notes in a major scale. We actually only have 7 notes in a major scale. Just so you guys know, here's one of the cool tricks. A double bar means the exercise is over. So I put a double bar right here at the end. Should be pretty common sense stuff. I just include that kind of, you know, just to make sure you guys know what that is. So we have the first, the second, the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. There are only 7 notes of a major scale, right? That means each week, if you learned 1 note a week, you probably could learn a whole scale in a week. It only takes 12 weeks to learn scales. There are only 12 scales to learn. That's another lesson, another video. Today we're making chords. All right. So the easy thing to do is to take the first note of the chord, the third note of the chord, and the fifth note of the chord, and there are your 3 notes that make up the major triad, right? So let's just go on down here, and we're going to write that major triad right here. Yeah. So we got the first note. Let's get a whole note and go down the octaves, which is B flat, right? Then the third note of the triad was D, and then the fifth note was F. Now notice how I'm stacking them on top of each other to make these triads. If you're a trumpet player, you obviously can't play 3 notes at once. So play them separate, and that means you're playing them arpeggiated. So let's do that. Well, let's play this the major chord right here. And I'm gonna label that as well. Good. Make it a little easier to read. We got major, which is 1, 3, 5. So if you use a major scale, if you know your major scales, then technically, with this one little hack, playing the first, third, and fifth of the scale, you technically know your major chord. You just got to do a little bit of music math there. All right, and I'm going to come back over here. Where's my metronome? And in half notes, we're going to go ahead and play the 1, 3, 5. All right, I'll go first, and we'll play it 4 times in a row, once by myself so you can hear it, and then 3 times together, and I'll count you in each time. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. It's not too bad, right? Chords are easier than you thought. These are the bass chords that are part of all music that we play in the Western tradition. Now, of course, there are many types of chords out there, but this is like the starting point, and it gets you pretty far along the path here as far as music goes. All right. Definitely need to pause that so we can think while we go on and make the next chord. Quick and easy, quick and easy. There is only one alteration you have to make this next triad, and I'm sure you've heard of this before. This next one is minor. So I'm going to copy and paste this here. We're going to change this to minor. I-N-O-R. There we go. And I'm going to come over here and give you a little a hack. Uh-oh, hit the wrong button. So, oh, these are lyrics. Oh, let's see. How can we do this? How about text is 1 plus 3 plus 5, right? That's that for major. And we'll copy that, and we'll put that over here as well, right? As we correct this, M-I-N-O-R, minor, 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 not majniner. All right, so we have the 1, 3, 5 of the major scale makes the major chord. Now, if you wrote out the minor scale, which we haven't talked about, and if you guys are not aware of what the minor scale is, it's actually really easy to make a minor scale. You just take the third, and you put a flat next to it, and you can hear I put the flat there, and we'll play through it. Right? And you can hear that minor sound. There's the major sound, right? As we go through, the third is one of the notes that makes the major scale turn into a minor scale. If you flat the 3 in a major scale, it turns into the minor scale. Well, the easy hack that you can remember, it does the same thing for the chord. So I'm coming over here to the third, which is concert D, and we're going to go down here, and it's going to be concert D flat. So we have B flat, D flat, F. And the formula, the musical formula right there is 1, flat 3, and 5. The only alteration is the middle note of that chord, the third, right? We'll call that the third because it's the third note of the scale. All right, grab your horn, same exercise. I'll play it once, then we'll play it through 3 times. I'll count you in each time. Half notes, and yeah, I think you guys understand what's going on. I'm going to switch back over there. So we're doing the minor chord, okay? 1, 2. 1, 2. 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. There we go. Who would have known it was so easy to make freaking chords? Oh, my goodness gracious, right? Love this. I love this. I love this. You know, one of the things that you start to realize out there that music, it's not really that complicated. If you know your major scales really well, it's all about altering those major scales to get the sound you want, right? I think in a lot of bands and a lot of schools, a lot of music teachers, a lot of music education, scales are one of the first things left out. I know a bunch of students that come to my studio every year. I ask them, oh, let's play through our scales. Nope, they can't do it. And if you can't play your bass major scale, then altering these things to hear these different sounds is going to be impossible. It's going to be, I shouldn't say impossible, but a lot less likely. I think having that proper knowledge, and once you realize that it's working, or once you realize how easy it really is to do, then it kind of just sticks. You just take one little step at a time and learn one of these scales a week, like I said earlier, 2 a week. And before you know it, you have them learned, and they're part of your playing and part of what you hear in your music, right? All right, let's look at that third chord. Before we look at that third chord, I'd love to take a second to tell you guys about what we do here at NM Music. One, you're already tuned into the live lessons, which we do every single day at 3:30 p.m., right? Central Time, or at least I try to do it every day at 3:30 p.m. I'm looking at my clock. Today I was late, of course. Yeah. Live lessons, you grab your horn, you jump in here, you play live, and then I give you an assignment at the end of each one of these lessons. And this assignment you can find at the end of the lesson, but when you practice it and you get better at it, you can go down to the description. There's a link in the description, and it allows you to submit a video through YouTube, of course, right? You go onto YouTube. You hit the button at the top of the app in YouTube and record your own self playing the lesson, playing the assignment, or play whatever you want. I don't really care. I'm going to listen to it, and I'm going to give you some review. For free, I'm going to tell you what you need to work on and help you out. Now, it's not going to be free forever. This is a new program, so of course it's for free now. And if it works, then yeah, we're going to try to monetize it. But for now, let's make a studio. Let's get this studio large. Let's send me what you're working on, and I'll give you some input. The second thing I do is, if you're really into it, online one-on-one lessons, and you can purchase those on my website as well. They're pretty much self-explanatory. We get on the webcam here, not YouTube Live, and we do one-on-one personalized lessons. They're a little different than the live lessons, right? For those, you submit some audio of yourself playing, and I just give you a quick feedback. With those one-on-one lessons, we're going to give you personalized attention as far as what exercises do you need to work on? What exercises do you need? What materials should you be working on? And what's your goals, right? If you already know that kind of stuff, then do the live lessons. It's a lot cheaper, a lot more worth your time, right? It lets you work on what you want. The last thing we do, there was 3 things we do, right? 5 things? There's too many things a modern musician does. Those are the 2 big ones I wanted to tell you about. If you guys are interested, like I said, it's for free right now. Go ahead and submit that kind of stuff. And if you guys get into it, there's a code. It's called early 2019, because this program started early 2019. If you enter that code, I'm going to give you half off those lessons for life. I'm thinking of charging $20 a week for unlimited music lessons, unlimited responses, unlimited sends, right? And for life, I'll give you half off if you guys are some early members, early joining here. I'm going to keep that up for quite a while as we keep these daily videos going. All right, like I said, we have our third type of chord here, right? One more alterations we can make. And we're going to put it right here. Copy and paste. All right, this one is called diminished, right? The diminished chord. If you really think about, if someone is making you feel diminished, you're probably going to feel smaller, right? And that's exactly what's happening here. You have the 3 notes, right? The bottom note, the middle note, and the top note, right? In the major chord, we didn't alter any of those notes compared to the major scale. Whoop, there we go. Still visible. But the minor, we altered the middle note and brought it down a little bit. And the diminished, just like I said, if you feel diminished, you're going to feel smaller. That's exactly what's happening here. We're going to take the top note and bring it down as well. So bring all these notes closer together, right? So we have the top note, which is F, concert F, and we're going to bring it down to F flat. And I want to make sure I label it as an F flat, because if it was an E, that would symbolize that it's the fourth note of the scale. B, whatever the flats or sharps are, B, C, D, E, right? That's 4 notes up from B, and you just go in alphabetical order to get that. But if you add the F, it's still the 5th, and we want to make sure we're using the 5. So the musical math that we do here is 1, flat 3, and flat 5, as you can see here. I can even zoom in on this a little bit if you guys like, right? Let's play that diminished chord. All right, same exercise as before. Get my metronome up. Here we go. I'll go first, then 3 times together. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Yeah. Taking a quick look right here. Muting the metronome, of course, so we don't go crazy while we think about this. I think we played it 4 times, maybe only 3 times. If you need to play it more, you can always hit pause and go back and do that again. All right. Looking at the difference between the minor to major, you're only changing 1 note. You're changing the 5th. The top note is going down. So again, you're only changing 1 note from minor to major, or sorry, minor to major, minor to diminished, right? You're changing the 5th down a half step. From major to minor, you're only changing 1 note. You're changing the 3rd down a half step. Well, if on the 3rd chord we come over here, you can either view it as changing 2 notes or just changing 1 note again. I like the simpler version. So let's put our major chord over here. Let's copy that major chord again, right? And we're gonna come over here and let's alter a major chord with 1 alteration to turn it into a augmented triad, right? The only difference that you have to do right here is you have to add a sharp 5, which means F sharp. Now, we don't want it to say G flat, again, because that would be 6 notes up from B flat. Whatever the sharps or flats are, it doesn't matter. B, C, D, E, F, G. That's 6 notes, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? We got to have it say 5. It has to be the 5th note, and the 5th note is F something. It's going to be an F sharp. All right, so this is the augmented chord. We're going to go ahead and play that. My wife is getting home in the back. Like I said, this is a live lesson. That's completely fine. I'm not really worried about distractions or anything, but if you see someone walking through, now you know. I'm taken. All right? Not that anyone was thinking that. All right, cool. Here we go, augmented. And here we go. Of course, we got our double bar. Let's put our double bar in over here. It drives me nuts when music is not written out the right way. Okay, cool. So let me get my beautiful metronome going again. Same exercise. And we're looking at that augmented triad. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time 2. Ready? Yeah. All right, so your assignment. Get rid of this metronome one last time. Coming on in here, right? Your assignment is to memorize these 4 types of triads, right? We use a major scale to make these 4 types of triads. And let me see if I can get it so y'all can see it. There we go. Memorize these 4 types of triads: the major, the minor, the diminished, and the augmented, right? And be able to play them in any key that you know. And if you don't know certain major scales, that's your opportunity to learn those other major scales. There are only 12 of them, right? If you learn 2 major scales a week, that'd be 6 weeks. You got them done, right? And then learn the chords that you can play, that the triads that you can play here in the major scale. Now, I'm not saying that all these triads exist in the major scale, but we're using this major scale to create these 4 types of triads that help us to learn, right? So your assignment is to play those straight up with a metronome, make an exercise, whatever you guys like to do with them. If you submit a video or a video lesson to this one in the description below, yeah, just play some triads. I want to hear these triads, and I'll give you some recommendations on how to use them and whatnot. So that is the extent of our lesson today. If you guys are just joining in to learn about triads, you've done it. You've gotten to the lesson. Now, for the rest of today's lesson, we're going to go ahead and we're going to use these triads a couple different ways, right? Of course, major, right? Oh, before we jump into that, we got to get a backing track just to hear it a little better. You can use these triads to improvise over different portions of musical areas, or in jazz and classical or anything like that. So let's grab one of the. Of course, we're going to use the blues, and we're going to use these triads over the blues today, or over certain types of chords, I guess I should say. Right? So the first assignment here, or the first thing that we're going to do together for the rest of today, for the rest of this live lesson, is use this major triad over maybe a major chord, and let's see what kind of major stuff we can put into our playing over the anything major, right? So one, we need to go to YouTube. Oh, wow, YouTube. I should be logged in as myself. Let's make sure. Good. All right. So I'm looking for a 2, 5. Let's look for a concert B flat major backing track, and just see what pops up, because there could be something cool popping up here. Right? Way there. Cool. Smooth jazz guitar and B flat. All right, so let's just try this. It could be slow, could be fun. I don't know. I'm always experimenting with these kind of things. Sometimes I just pull up standards I like and I know the keys and work certain concepts in. So as we're going through this and working through these major triads, right, we have this concert B flat backing track. I'm going to just use the concert B flat major triad to improvise a little bit over and just show you guys some ideas or sounds that you can get, right? So, oh, wrong one. Here we go. We should be able to skip this ad here right now. Oh, no. Ha! All right, so I'm just using that major 1 chord, the B flat major one. I'm already accidentally putting some extra notes in there. If you heard, I put a couple extra notes from the B flat major scale in there. All right, what happens if we play a different major chord? Let's just experiment. I'm going to go chromatically ascending through major chords, just improvising with the major chords. So here we go. So it's going to be the B flat major chord, then the B major chord, then the C major chord, and we're just going to use major chords, any key, anywhere. So right there, I just used a couple chromatic chords just to experiment with it. Another common thing you can do with a major chord is just pair it up with another major chord called Triad Pairs, and just go ahead through there. So I'm going to use the B flat major chord and a whole step away, a C major chord, and just experiment with that kind of sound. All right, so there's one way you can use some major chords, right? Another one I really like using, let's look at these, the diminished and the augmented right here, right? Oh, these two chords are kind of fun because you can use both of these over your 5 chord. So we're going to pull up a 2-5-1 backing track here. If you haven't watched my 2-5-1 video, go watch that. That's going to be extremely helpful here. And again, if you haven't watched the 2-5-1 and let's see, what was it called? The 5 chord and using the diminished sound over that 5 chord. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So that's what we're going to do here. Let's use the diminished sound over the 5 chord. So basically, this is going to be the third of the 5 chord, right? Let's see what happens. So we need a 2-5-1. Here we go. I like this one. Straight and simple.
I deployed to Afghanistan in
Hey there.
2007.
Yeah, so you can also use the augmented chord. We'll hear that in a second as well. Listening once. 2, 5, 1. So I'm going to use the G. No, I'm going to use the B diminished. Even simpler. Just simply doing a B diminished triad and then the C major, the concert. It's my B diminished, by the way. Here I'm slipping into trumpet talk. I was using the diminished chord and then the major chord there to improvise with a little bit. If you guys are interested in that stuff, let me know. I'd love to give you a free lesson. I do every first lesson free, by the way, to go into further detail about this stuff. Like today, we're just looking at some experimentations of what these sound like in music and how these work. Let's hear that augmented chord. I like to just play this right off the 5. So this is going to be the 5, not B flat. It would be concert F. So we're going to be doing F, A, C sharp, right? So the root of the augmented chord can be the 5 chord over here in your progression, just to give you an idea of some cool stuff that you can do. If you want an example of this one being used, check out Lee Morgan playing on Monin, and he uses this a lot there. It's really cool how he uses this sound to over the 5 chord to push you back into the 1 chord. It's really neat. So I'm using that G augmented sound. Let's see what happens. I think it might sound better in minor, but that's your opinion as well. Here we go. You can really hear that augmented note. All right, so we're going to leave the 2 chord out, or the minor chord out today. There's a lot of possibilities you can use this over. You could use that as a 1 chord in a minor 2-5-1, or you can use that as a 2 chord over the 2-5-1. You can use that as well. But we'll get into that kind of stuff too. I just kind of wanted to show you what these different sounds kind of sounded like when improvising in jazz. If you guys are new improvisers, go ahead and try these out over just some basic backing tracks, even if it's just you sitting at a piano, holding the sustain pedal, hitting the chord, and experimenting, walking around using these triads or using these functions or using these different triads, 4 different triads. In a quick review here, we had the major triad, which we got from the major scale. We just made it by using the 1, the 3, and the 5. Right? You can also get the minor triad from a minor scale using the 1-3-5, the diminished triad from the diminished scale using the 1-3-5, and the augmented triad from the augmented or whole tone scale using the 1-3-5 as well. I don't like switching my gears around like that, so let's just stay in major, and as a review, where we can alter the major chord to make the minor chord. Just flat 3. Get rid of Get rid of that D, make it a D flat, right? Or get rid of the third, make it whatever that is, a half step lower, whatever key you're playing in. The diminished is 1, flat 3, flat 5 in comparison to the major. And the augmented is 1, 3, and sharp 5 in comparison to the major. If you guys have any questions about that, let me know. I'm actually going to come on over here. And we're going to see if we can load up this chat and see if you guys, if anyone's here and enjoying what we're doing. So in the description below, you can find a couple links. You can find the link to my website where you can subscribe to our email letter, where it gives you kind of some deals and some codes and whatnot to get some free lessons or some discounted lessons. Right now we're doing a discounted lesson for life. If you join up our discounted online lessons, being an early member of my online studio, you're getting half off for the entire time, and that's unlimited lessons. Going on from there, if you like what you learned today, hit that subscribe button below. If you guys have certain things you want to talk about, let me know in the comments or in the live chat on the right or below, or wherever you guys are looking. You know, if it's after, you got to look down below. And lastly, thank you guys for watching, and hope you guys submit a lesson down here at this link in the description. And if you hit that description button, there's a link that gets you to my website. You can hit the button and record yourself on YouTube. Put the link in there. I'm going to review every single submission. Right now it's free, of course, right? Everyone can go ahead and enter to get their material reviewed by a teacher. Yeah. I think that's a big part of what I'm trying to do here, is provide a way to easily get access to these questions. So like I said before, we're here every single day live at 3:30 p.m. Central. That's 1:30 over there in the Mountain Time. And am I going the wrong way? I always suck at this transitioning the time zones. But yeah, if you guys liked what we're working on, it's an hour later over in the East Coast, so 4:30 every single day on the East Coast, 2:30 over there on the Mountain Time, and 1:30 in California. So check that out. We're here every single day at 3:30 p.m. Central. I think I hit everything, and if you guys missed that code that I was talking about earlier to get half off lessons for life, it's early 2019. That's the code, EARLY 2019. Early 2019 gets you half off for life. Unlimited music lessons. Check that out on my website. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. If you guys are musicians and use these chords in a way that you think other people would benefit, also send me that video, and I'll feature that here tomorrow or the next day, or whenever you send me that video of you showing us how you use these 4 types of triads to improvise with. But yeah, thank you guys so much, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Uh-oh. Bye-bye.